Okay, everybody, so this is the first passage that we're going to be looking at today. It is the excerpt from the story of Dr. Dolittle. All of the students have seen this previously in their classrooms, and today I'm just going to show you some of the strategies that we use and that we help them use when they get a passage like this. So the first thing that we do in my classroom is we circle the title and we think. So I gather all of their information, they raise their hands, and they're talking about what this title might make them think of. If they've seen the movie, if they've read the story, they might know that Dr. Dolittle can talk to animals. I also hope that they can pick up on the fact that he is a veterinarian. So these are some things that we talk about. If they've never seen this movie, I try to build that background knowledge with them before we move on with the rest of it. After that step, you then scan the paragraphs 1, 2, 3. So the students are to start from the top and skim all the way down. And while they're doing this, they should be numbering their passages or their paragraphs. They should be numbering their paragraphs if they're not already numbered to help them later on with their questions. And they should also be able to tell you what type of writing it is, since we've been studying the different types of writing: informative, narrative, or opinion. So if they get all the way down to the bottom, they should be able to tell you that this is a narrative. And they can tell you different examples as to why they say it is a narrative. They see dialogue. They have read character names. Right? And then I like to get my students' brains ready for what is to come. What are they going to be seeing? Oh, well, they're going to be seeing a setting. They're going to be seeing theme. They're going to see a problem and maybe a solution. We're going to walk through this plot mountain. So I love to start prepping them for those things. So after we skim the paragraphs 1, 2, 3, we go to the questions and read. I have my students annotate every single question before we start reading to give them a purpose for reading. And then also to help with some background information. They can start picking up on characters that they should be looking out for and different scenarios that they'll see in the writing. The question that we are going to be looking at very closely today is number 5, part A, part B. Now, whenever we get to a part A, part B question in my class, we get very excited because we call this type of question a piggyback question. Now, you might be saying, why do you guys call it a piggyback? Well, because a piggyback, when you're doing it in real life, it requires 2 people. There's one person that's got their feet planted on the floor. I call that part A. This is my person with their feet planted on the floor. But to have a successful piggyback, you have to have someone jump up on your back. And part B jumps up on your back. Part A is going to be a little bit more of a right there answer. And then part B, we're deepening that depth of knowledge. It's going to ask them to start inferring. It's going to ask them to start using the text to prove their answer. And that is where some of our students might shy away. So this skill is very important to strengthen. So let's look for it. So the following question has 2 parts. First, answer part A, then answer part B. Part A, based on the paragraphs 20 and 21, which statement describes Dr. Dolittle as a person? Oh, well, it's telling me where to go, 20 and 21. So I'm going to go locate paragraphs 20 and 21. I like to put a little highlighter box around them. And this helps prepare me for when I'm reading. But let's say we've already read the passage and we're ready to answer the question. So, which statement describes Dr. Dolittle as a person? So we're going to have to read these paragraphs. You know, doctor, said the horse, that vet over the hill knows nothing at all. He has been treating me 6 weeks now for spavins. What I need is spectacles. I am going blind in one eye. There's no reason why horses shouldn't wear glasses the same as people. But that stupid man over the hill never even looked at my eyes. He kept giving me big pills. I tried to tell him, but he couldn't understand a word of horse language. What I need is spectacles. Of course, said the doctor. I'll get you some at once. So really and truly, out of paragraphs 20 and 21, This paragraph 21 is where Dr. Dolittle is actually talking. So let's go look at some of our answer choices. Dr. Dolittle lives over the hill. Well, I know that that's not the correct answer because it doesn't talk about where Dr. Dolittle lives. It talks about where the other vet is. So I know that A is incorrect. So I like to cross it out. Dr. Dolittle listens to his patients. Now, we do see that the horse is talking the whole time, and Dr. Dolittle does not speak until the very end. So I am going to keep that answer choice on the table. C, Dr. Dolittle is going blind in one eye. Now, if you go back to the paragraphs, you will see where the horse is speaking, I am going blind in one eye. And it tells us that this is a horse because then he says, there's no reason why horses shouldn't wear glasses. So is Dr. Dolittle actually going blind in one eye? No, the horse is going blind in one eye. So I'm going to take that answer choice off. Dr. Dolittle is happy as a doctor for people. Now, if the students were to stop right here, Dr. Dolittle is happy, and not read the rest of the answer choice, they might have chosen D as this answer. But if you continue reading, you see as a doctor for people. Well, from background knowledge, from talking, and from reading the passage, and from seeing that he's talking with a horse right here, we know that Dr. Dolittle is not a doctor for people. Dr. Dolittle is a doctor for animals. So that answer is also incorrect. So our correct answer is Dr. Dolittle listens to his patients. Now, after the students are able to break down their text and get this answer, now they're going to move on to part B. Now, this is our friend that jumps up on our back to cause our piggyback to actually be successful. And we have got to make the connection to this answer. The students should be able to pull a piece out of here, our golden gem, that actually comes in and proves that Dr. Dolittle listens to his patients. So let's take a look. Which quotation from paragraph 20 or 21 supports the answer in part A? He has been treating me 6 weeks now. Now, if you go back to paragraph 20, you see that that is when the horse is discussing the other vet. So that is not proving that Dr. Dolittle is actually listening to his patients. What I need is spectacles. Once again, that is the horse talking. I'm sorry, it's right down here in paragraph 20. That is the horse talking again. And that's just during his rant. But we're going to keep it because it could possibly be an answer. I am going blind in one eye. Once again, there's just details of what the horse is telling us. And D, of course, said the doctor, I'll get you some at once. Now the doctor has listened to this whole spiel right here from the horse, and he now has a solution. And he says, of course, I'll get you some at once. He's listening to his patient. He is helping his patient. He is getting to a solution for his patient. So the correct answer is D. Of course, said the doctor, I'll get you some at once.